Yo, what's the deal? Yo, M, yo. Yo, a lot of people got you top 5, top 10. You the GOAT in some people's eyes. Your album dropped, what, August 5th? That's less than 2 weeks ago. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Your name is totally associated with the game dissing you. You top 5, right? You got to come outside. You have to address this. Sorry. This is part of the culture. Got to come out on the pavement. Can't let this one slide. MGK got a response. All the pop stars got a response. He was disrespecting pop artists from the 80s. It was comical back then. Even piled on Ja Rule when 50 had his boot on his neck. Right? You got to come outside now. He totally violating you, fam. Calling you out. Disrespecting your pen. What you gonna do? You a legend, right? You top 5. They say you top 5. I need to know. And went as far as to call you the white Royce the 5'9". And I'm saying to myself, is that a compliment? Is it an insult? Because almost a year ago, Mickey Fax called Royce outside on the pavement, and he ain't come outside either. So what we doing? Y'all lyricists or not? Only in conversation? Huh? Only in interviews? Because when you get called out and that pen is tested, everybody want to bring in other different narratives. You want to get angry, taking it too far. You top 5, right? That's what they say. They say you top 5. Gotta prove it. Gotta come on outside. Fly out to LA, link with Dre, or another notable producer, someone with some fire beats. You cannot do it. We don't want to hear you over no pop Skylar Grey joints. Nah, this ain't the time for that. We want to hear some bars. Hip hop deserves this. We do. We do. You had a nice run, almost well beyond 2 decades. No bumps in the road, not musically. Right? You've been given a spot. You've been given a spot. Now you got to check a box off. This is the time. Are you top 5? I just need to know. They say you the GOAT. Some people do. Let me know. Come on outside. Black Thought, Danger Mouse, cheat codes, fire.
Hey, yo, Ease.
Yo, what's the deal, fam? Let's take a minute and talk about Black Thoughts and Danger Mouse's cheat codes. This is not an album review. This is an album reaction. I listened to the album about 3 times. And, to be honest with you, I'm digging it. I'm going to tell you why. First off, perfect album name, cheat codes. Why? Mainly because the album itself leads to so many different thoughts and connections. One thing in particular that came to mind after listening to it, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe that Black Thought recited any hooks or choruses, right? Which is unique. That's rare that someone is able to get through an entire album, keep you engaged without any hooks per se on the main artist's behalf. As we all know, Black Thought is an extreme high-level elite lyricist, rapper, group member, frontman of a late night talk show band, The Roots, right? But it's much more than that. He has entered, or he resides in rarefied air with regards to other rappers or lyricists. He's a musician. It's a difference. He is a musician. He has the ear for the perfect pairings. Danger Mouse compliments him so well. He gives him that grit, but his clarity as well. Got the break beats. And their ability to kind of like switch it up to keep it traditional with break beats, as I said previously, but can also chop up drums that knock, kind of like on Saltwater. The features fit perfectly on this album. It goes back to the musicianship, right? Knowing when to call on certain people and where to place them, right? The mission wasn't about names. It was about the quality of records. And just listening to it, that message was definitely conveyed. Like questions like, what fits? What should we veer away from? The features on the songs are that were added make perfect sense. Everyone did their own thing. Ray, Run the Jewels, ASAP Rocky, who was able to actually have a appearance on Nas's Magic too and did his thing, right? Russ, Conway, Joey Badass, MF Doom. I liked it all, man. Those features were pretty dope, man. Also, I like to say shout out to Thought, who is one of the few who seem to have been able to survive while also conquering an almost nearly impossible feat. And what is that? As an artist, people want what they want, how they want it, when they want it, where they want it, right? As a fan, you know that. But he has an uncanny ability to still be himself while evolving, right? And also allowing his day one fans to still feel at home. Let's think about that. He still remains himself. He evolves, but he doesn't alienate his day one fans. That's an ultimate checklist as an artist, right? And he does that time and time again. And this particular project, Cheat Codes, does not veer away from his consistency. My favorite tracks on the album would have to be Aquamarine, Identical Deaths, Close to Famous, and Saltwater. Oh, when Saltwater came on, I was so Danger Mouse. I always knew he was a dope producer, but that goes back to the features, right? That fit Conway perfectly. And it didn't sound like a knockoff of the Griselda sound, right? Because people say Griselda, that's their sound, right? But it doesn't sound like the Griselda sound. It sounds like Danger Mouse approaching it as a prolific producer and allowing Conway to feel right at home, man. So I'm not going to sit here too long and run my mouth and speak about it. Once again, this is just a reaction video. I would implore you to go out and listen to this album. Black Thought never lets you down lyrically, right? He's some people's favorite rapper, but most importantly, he's a musician. And this album highlights that, man. Shout out to them for actually hooking up and making it happen. I love the mix on it, right? It's not a Dr. Dre pristine mix where you can hear everything and everything is panned perfectly. But what it does have is character. Certain tracks have the perfect amount of reverb. Other tracks sound gritty. Some tracks may sound like it was recorded on 2-inch. It was recorded on a cassette tape, ran back through Pro Tools, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it just sounds experimental, progressive, but it fits them perfectly. Cheat codes, man. This is definitely a cheat code. These two together is a cheat code, man. This is probably the best album that dropped today. And when I get off here, I'm going to go listen to it again, man. So shout out to Black Thought. Shout out to Danger Mouse. Shout out to everyone involved with the project. And shout out to you for being fans of hip-hop and taking the time to actually sit here and listen to me speak about it. I respect you all out there. And as always, as we stay here on the Ease Experience, go get yours. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Ease.